Welcome to this presentation of Vortex Insight, the premium supervision and monitoring tool for all Vortex-based products. To start, we need to connect Insight to a running domain system through a subservice. To do so, enter the IP and port information of the subservice running on your system and click the Connect button. In this example, we are running a local domain system with its subservice listening to port 50,000. If your domain system is not running any subservice, Insight provides an advanced connection feature for this. However, this is outside the scope of this presentation. Once connected, Vortex Insight retrieves information about the state of the domain system and displays it in the system browser. The system browser renders a 3D representation of the domain population. That is, all applications running on the domain system, the physical or virtual machines those applications are running on, the services, participants, publishers and subscribers, readers and writers. This representation operates in real time, meaning that any changes to the domain system in terms of new entity being created or entity being disposed is automatically reflected into our true representation in real time. This allows for continuous monitoring of the and visibility of the population state of our domain system. Clicking on a given node provides us with detailed information about the corresponding entity, a summary statistic about all contained entities or children, as well as live aggregator statistics about activities relating to that entity, such as number of writes, sample read, or instance alive. These statistics are rolled up, meaning that each statistical value here for a given entity expresses the total of the corresponding statistical values of its children. For example, the number of write for the participant actually corresponds to the sum of the total of number of write for all its writers. This gives multiple levels of granularity for observing the data. A change rate graph section is also available, which displays the rate at which each statistical value is progressing. For example, here the number of writes for this given writer is evolving at the rate of about 20 writes per second. QoS settings information are also available for applicable entities such as participants, publishers and subscribers, as well as readers and writers. Vortex Insight also provides a dedicated view for topics. The topic view allows us to browse all information about topics currently registered into a domain. Clicking on a specific topic provides us with information such as QoS settings about a topic, a QoS compatibility graph highlighting connectivity between readers and writers operating on that topic, as well as the type description of the kind of data being exchanged on that topic. Let's come back to the QoS compatibility graph for a second. The QoS compatibility graph allows us to efficiently identify mismatch in QoS policies between a given reader and writer. This is done by simply hovering over the entities and looking for red connections. A red connection indicates a mismatch between a given reader and writer, and clicking on the specific connections allows us to see a QoS comparison table where only compared QoS are highlighted in either green or red, where green is used to indicate matching policies and red mismatching policies, in this case the ownership kind. Clicking on the topic or participants of interest provides us with information such as threshold settings about the entity, as well as a normalized real-time traffic report graph. The threshold settings comprise of a threshold type, here writes per topic, which basically specify the unit of measure of the threshold value. The threshold interval indicates the window of time over which the threshold value is considered. For example here, The current threshold will be violated whenever the amount of traffic measured on the topic over an interval of 60 seconds at a given point in time is at least 6,000 writes. The sampling rate is the rate at which Insight checks the state of the topic against the threshold settings. It corresponds to the frequency at which Vortex Insight samples the traffic load for the topic and checks if it violates the threshold. Each data point on the graph represents the result of the check at a given point in time by providing a color indicating if there was a violation or not, and a number which indicates the traffic load that was measured on that topic for the considered threshold interval. For example, in this case, the color green indicates that there is no violation of the threshold, and the recorded traffic of about 5,000 writes over the period of 60 seconds preceding this point in time is well under the threshold value. Whenever we encounter a threshold violation, we can pause the graph and look at the actual data. By clicking on the corresponding data point, we can see detailed information about the time the sample was recorded, the actual total traffic load value, as well as a breakdown of the contribution of the involved entities, in this case writers, in form of a heatmap view or a table view. Both views provide the same information, that is, all the entities that are operating that are involved in the traffic, as well as the contribution of each of those entities. This allows us to quickly identify the offending entities and to adequately address the problem in our system. The third and last view in Vortex Insight is a threshold-based monitoring view. This view allows us to monitor the amount of traffic being written on a topic, or the amount of traffic a given participant is responsible of. We can then administer the traffic by setting a threshold for the traffic load so that the system will flag threshold violation using the check icon. For example, in this case, the traffic load on the participants is going over the threshold. For more general information about Vortex Insight or feature not covered in this presentation, please. Thanks for watching.